Hey guys. Um, First of all, I want to say it took a lot to hit the record button for this video. Um, I don't really want to start it off on a sour note, and I don't really want anyone to feel bad. I've made a video like this before, and I've talked about this before, but I want to talk a little bit about depression and getting through it and dealing with your problems, knowing you have problems, you know, stuff like that. Um, Here's what I'll do. Um, so anyways, if you need help with any of that, maybe this video will help you. So just keep tuned in and just listen. Treat it like a podcast or whatever you need. Listen to it when you need it. Maybe it's for me. Maybe it's for myself to hear in the future. I don't really know. I don't really know why I'm just I felt the need to open up OBS and and do that and do this again. And that sucks, doesn't it? Do this again. First of all, I just want to say and maybe it'll help you say it with me. So if you miss your timing or whatever, go ahead and rewind it and try it again once I say it. But I'm depressed. I'm in a depression. I know it. My content and creating things, whether it's music that nobody fucking listens to, whether it's a picture of me fucking up myself on Photoshop, or whether it's drawing something or recording any kind of sound or music or anything, or writing something down that the world won't ever see, in terms of a song or poetry or a script or anything. This isn't scripted, but whether it's any of those things, it helps me to get through it. And I'm not saying it'll help you to get through it. If you're not a creative person, if you're not a creator, then it might not. So you don't have to walk in my footsteps, but yeah, I'm depressed and trying to do something about it. And I'll give you a loose runaround on what happened that got me here this time. My wife wants to leave me, and that's okay. And I get it, because it is me. It is me that did something right. Not did something right, but did something right. Like, question mark. I've struggled with depression for a long time, and that weighs on her because I've never gotten formal help for it. I've never got technically diagnosed with it, but come on. When you know, a lot of the times. And it's weighed on my friends, and and it's made me act some kind of way before. And when I grew up lying my ass off, dude. And I don't know why. We could sit here and split hairs over, was it because of my parents, like a certain thing that they did or something, or was it me being bullied, or a fear of being bullied, or a fear of things like that? I don't know. And I was a bad liar for a long time, and I've been really good about not doing anything like that for the past few years. And that's not what this is about. But what this is about is recognizing your problems, recognizing you have issues. And it might be too late for me, in terms of my marriage and my life, in that department, because it really seems like she may have just kind of checked out on it, which she's in her right to do. Because, and let me just go ahead and say it now. I didn't like hit her or do anything like that. I didn't cheat. I actually really pride myself on never doing something like that. No, it's more of a just, you know, to the guys out there, if you're married, or to anybody, I shouldn't just say the guys. If you're married to someone, just listen, dude. Just listen. I have a really bad problem with offering solutions, and I think a lot of guys do, because when we feel down or when we feel rough or anything like that, what do? We try to solve it or we bury it. That's the masculine thing to do. That's the man thing to do, is to solve it or bury it deep. And I mean deep. um and I guess growing up, that's kind of what I did too. And it wasn't until I was a teenager that I learned, and that I figured out that I was probably depressed, and when I was a teenager, I would do things, and I would hide it from everyone, dude. And I was good at hiding it, I think, most of the time. So good that there were a few times that when I wasn't hiding it, to my dismay, people didn't believe that that's what was going on. I got a little happy on certain substances and stuff. I had fun. I went to parties and things like that. A lot of those things, close people to me, people that were close to me and close to me now, don't even know I went to, except for my wife. And honestly, those, I'm not gonna lie to you, those things helped. They felt right. They felt good. That doesn't mean they are. And that doesn't mean you should go do that. Disclaimer, don't fucking do it. But obviously I was responsible enough somehow as a teenager to not do those things anymore, to stop doing those things. It's a very, very short burst of highly dangerous things, like very short burst. And I've told some people know, and some people I just haven't necessarily hid it from, but didn't ever tell them either. So it was like a thing where it's like, yeah, I used to do that or something, and people were like, believe it if you want, I don't care. That's not what this is about. It's just, trying to give you a detailed kind of course of my depression personally. And anyways, so I got with my wife, and we've had our ups and downs. We've had issues, and there was a time where she did leave me, and then the day she left me, and I don't want to call anybody out or family members or anything, but she went to stay with a certain family member, and this family member got really aggressive and violent. And she was an hour and a half away from me, and I couldn't do anything about it. So I told her, dude. I told her on the phone. I was like, come back. I was like, whether we make it or not, just come back. Not for me and not for you, like romantically, but come back for your safety, because I worried about it. And she did, and we got better and worse and better and worse, and ups and downs. I feel like that's what a relationship is, and maybe it's because of growing up around my parents in a way, or maybe it's because of TV or movies, or I don't know. And I'm not trying to put anything on anything or anyone, but you think that, you look and you think that every relationship has ups and downs, and whether it does or not, you see these things and you think that's normal, and it might be. I don't know. I'm not a therapist. I don't see all these other couples, and I don't see what goes on behind everyone's closed doors in their relationship and everything, but I feel like that's normal. I feel like it's normal to have ups and downs, and I feel like that's okay. But I guess there's an extent. that it should go to, or that it shouldn't go to, I guess would be the better term. And it just got to a point where I know I didn't listen. Not the way she wanted me to. It's not that I didn't listen. I know her stories. I could recite them right now. But that's not what this is about. It's just that I don't listen right. And I don't listen like I grew up in a very cluttery household, but not a messy household, not dirty, not a hoarder's household or anything like that, but a messy one, a lived in one. People that had lives. And and she grew up differently. So part of our issues also are that and part of my problem is that she thinks that I'm that I have to hear it multiple times before I ever get up and clean or do this or that. And a lot of it is complacency, I think. And thanks to a friend for maybe pointing that out to me a little bit. Not directly, but just in passing, that maybe it's complacency. I got comfortable. We got out of a stressful situation into a house, and my YouTube was popping off, and my Twitch was doing all right. My podcast, Scary Podcast, is doing crazy numbers compared to what it was before, and it's really picking up, and people love it. And people love the content that I'm creating, and it makes me feel really good. And I shouldn't rely on that to feel good, but it's a feeling that if you are a creator, and it just feels good. God damn, dude. It feels good to know that people are enjoying stuff that you're saying or creating or doing. And that's probably why it's become a therapeutic thing for me to do. Obviously, this video that, I don't know, might not even go up on YouTube. But, and I think a little bit of it is I got comfortable. I got comfortable in a situation and, was used to my wife, who, thanks to her, I wouldn't even be able to do this stuff without my wife. So I do want to shout out my wife, that no matter what comes of what's happening between us right now, is I wouldn't be able to do this, dude. I'm full-time. I'm a full-time streamer and content creator, and I don't make the money for that. She keeps food on the table for me, our child, and her, and our roommate when he wants it as well. Which, thanks to him, he helps pay some of the bills as well by paying us like our rent, kind of thing. So I don't mean to say rent like it's not rent; it's rent. But, it's really thanks to her that I've been able to do that. I've been doing this for a long time now, and it's starting to show results, and it takes time. But it adds to the financial stress for sure. That that even though she's holding us up, I mean, all of the weight of this up. And it's something and she said it herself that she doesn't feel appreciated by me, and that's true. Not true that I don't appreciate her. I do. But you get comfortable and you stop saying things. You stop complimenting things and letting someone know how much they appreciate you and the things you do for them. And I did that for sure. And it's not that I didn't appreciate her. It's a situation where I felt like maybe I just felt like, because of the fact that we were doing things and living and eating and having a life, I just felt, I guess, like I don't need to say I appreciate that, because we wouldn't be here without it. It just is. It is a fact that it's appreciated. How could you not? How could you not appreciate something like that? Anyways, this isn't about our problems, even though I ranted for a little bit about our problems. But but it's kind of put me in a rut. It's kind of put me in a depression, and I'm trying to give her space, and I think maybe that's why I'm making this video a little bit, is I need to talk about it. I need to get it out, and I know I do. It helps. It feels good right now saying it. But it does have me down, dude. It's got me beaten down because I've done the thing that I know you're not supposed to do. I'm very codependent. I'm very reliant on her because she is, she's everything to me. And I can't, there's no words that could express that more clearly. She's literally everything to me. I have a child, and don't get me wrong, I love that baby to death. I love her. And she is a main priority. She is my main priority. But in terms of love, and I love her. And if she ever sees this one day, I love you. I really do. And I always will. But when you put such a reliance on someone and you put your everything into someone else, like my wife or your spouse or whatever, maybe you put too much, I guess, is the way to say it, or the way to put it. But it's a situation where admittedly I love her more. Now, I'm not stupid, and I'm logical and scientific and moral, and I know morally what would be right if God forbid it ever be a situation like, well, who do you pick or something? I know who to pick. You always go the child, because child is new, is innocent. There's no reason for them to experience anything bad, right? So I know who to pick in that regard, if it ever came down to anything like that, God forbid. I'm not an idiot, but I am a little bit, like, it's hard not to put everything into one place or one person or one group of people, even if you've got really close friends, and I do, and that's something you should have, and be grateful for it. But sometimes you put too much into that, I guess. And so when that thing gets taken from you, or takes itself from you, or takes themselves from you, or whatever, you don't know what to do, man. And I don't know what to do. Thankfully I've got amazing friends. Some friends who have even come out of the woodwork, as they say, not in a bad way, to talk to me and help, because I have had the darker side of the depressive thoughts before, and I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not trying to put it on anyone. I had them as recent as last night. Did I make a plan? Did I do it? No, and no, obviously, on the second one. But you'll have those thoughts if you're like this. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you some powerful magical words like people will miss you, or people will people love you, or this or that. Because frankly, that's not always the case. But that's the point of this video. That's the point of what I'm saying. Is if it's not the case, or if you feel like it's not the case, you need to recognize when you have a problem. Now, that could go anywhere. That could be addiction. That could be this. That could be that. Whatever. But ultimately, um you need to realize when you have a problem, whether it's in a relationship like my situation where I know I got complacent and at times way back, and I personally think I've been way better about it, because I think I had an anger issue for sure. And again, I need to reiterate right there that I never hit anyone or anything like that. It's nothing like that. But I did have an anger issue where I'd yell or I scream or this or that, and I and a lot of that was depression though, because I just let everything I would bury down deep inside of me, and it would burst out. And I've always done that since I was a kid. It's a kid thing to do. It's a tantrum. Is what it is. And let's just call it for what it is. That's what it is. But people have them. Adults have them. Should they? Maybe not. That's not for me to say. But that's what it is. But anyways, and we worked on that, and it took me a long time. And I got better, and I got worse, and now I got better, and I got worse, and up and down, the roller coaster goes on. And I think I've been really good about it though, lately. We've went through stuff personally, things lately that I know for sure I would have lashed out hard in an aggressive or violent way, or at least angry way, and I didn't. And I'm proud of that. Whether anyone else is or whether anyone else notices it. And on that note right there, I don't want to say that all these things, I am lucid enough, I am sane enough to understand that that I am not, I don't want to take credit 100%. And whether that's a flaw and it is my fault 100% or not, I think things like this go two ways. It's a two-way street or whatever. And so, but I honestly, at the moment, I'm just so down on myself. I don't know where I could place the blame. What little bit of blame there might be on anyone else's side, I don't know where to put it, because it's all on me, I feel like. And you may feel like that too. But and maybe it's just because I need to say it out loud to other people or you guys or wherever, that it's gonna get better. Even if it doesn't feel like it, even if it doesn't at first. Get better. It might get really bad. It might get real bad. And I really look up to my homeboy, my closest friend. And I won't say his name, but because he doesn't like the public stuff. But shout out to him, because he's been through some shit. God bless him. He's been through it, dude. And he pulls through, dude. I don't know how he does it. I'll be honest with you, and I've tried to help him, and talk to him and stuff, and I hope that what I say helps. And it seems like it does, because he's told me that, me going out of my way to help him and stuff helps him, so. But trust me, after him and some stuff that my brother, my blood brother, has gone through and pulled himself through somehow, they're impressive feats for sure. And admittedly, compared to what I'm going through right now and what I've been through personally, not to compare pains here or past or anything, because that's not the thing you're supposed to do. But come on, apples and oranges can be compared, right? I'm not trying to invalidate anyone else's struggle or anything, but compared to their struggle, it's just, mine right now is probably nothing compared to that. And I know that somewhere. Obviously I couldn't have said it, but it doesn't feel like it. But I feel like I'm at the bottom. No one else can be there. I feel like I have the worst right now, and I think everybody probably does. If you're watching this and you're feeling some kind of way, maybe you do. Maybe you're like, dude, no, it doesn't. It doesn't get better. It doesn't get worse. Than this, but it can, and it might, and that's okay. You need to know that that's okay. I mean, people have been through rough stuff. Human beings have been through some of the craziest rough stuff. There are people famous for being unlucky. There are people famous for being unlucky and having the worst life ever. And a lot of these famous people that are famous for that are some of the funniest or the nicest or the kindest or most successful, So obviously there's a way to pull through it, and you might not know the way. And all I can ask as a content creator that literally knows nothing about you and on a normal day goes through life without ever thinking about specific other people or something, from the bottom of my heart, just don't do anything, because it will, even if you have to do it yourself. God damn it, I'll do it myself. Even if you have to do it yourself, you can make it get better. It can get better. Me and my wife had a great time tonight, just existing near each other. And I'm not gonna sit here and pretend to say that I saved my marriage like that, because, like I said, I don't think I did. I have a really strong feeling that she's checked out from that. But just make sure that other people in your life feel appreciated. If they do something for you, if you live under someone's roof, or get fed by someone, or anything like that, make sure they feel appreciated, whatever way that takes. Whatever you have to do to make them feel appreciated, just make sure that they do feel appreciated. And if you're thinking to yourself like, oh, I appreciate this person for something, but you've never said it to them, at the very least say it, because you might be like me and you might have gotten complacent, might have gotten comfortable. Fellas, or whoever, your wives or spouses or whatever, let them know you love them, and that you appreciate them, and that you appreciate everything they do for you. Especially if you're in a situation like me where I've got, really, in regards to what I do, no one else to thank than my wife. She's the one that pushed me to start. She's the one that pushes me all the time in this. I felt very bad about my streaming and content creation recently. And even though I had good things kind of happening to me through that, she and my friend, helped a lot. Went out of their way to help. Which is crazy, because it was so recent that was so recent that some of the stuff that is a problem between us right now, she had to be going through already. She had to be feeling already, and she still went out of her way to say, hey, you're a good content creator. Those people, they look up to you, and they leave comments and likes, and they come watch you for you, and things like that. That's crazy, isn't it? And yeah, it's just, that's insane. You know, that's a good person. And and I just, you know, I wouldn't be here without her. So, you know, if you're in a situation like that, just make sure that people know that you love them and that you appreciate them and everything. And you know, if it helps you, even you looking through the screen right now, if you're connecting to this, just know that in some way, shape, or form, and you may be a horrible person, but some part of you is probably good somewhere. Just know that if no one else does, I love you. And I feel you. You know, I've had intrusive thoughts, so I'm every human gets them. So I'd like to think I'm an all right person, but you know, I've had bad thoughts. So at somewhere down the line, I hope to connect with everybody, no matter what you've done, or no matter what you feel like you've done, even if you have or haven't. And get help. Whether it's a counselor, whether it's your friend, whether it's your mom or your dad or your brother, or just a person that listens to you down the street, that will listen to you, that you go to, or something, you know, whoever. Just do something, say something. Don't lock yourself in the box, you know, because I've done it, and there's no way out of the box, dude. There's no way out of that box unless you just get out of it, unless you just go. You know, like a momentum-based box. If you're not moving fast enough, if you're not running out of it fast enough to tell somebody, then you're not moving fast enough. You know, let's keep it moving, dude. Let's go. But yeah, either way, this video went on way longer than the first one, I think. But I needed people. I needed people to know where I'm at. And as a creator for some of my community who's like, why have you been putting out less videos lately? Or why have you been lower energy on stream? Or why have you just not streamed as much? Or this or that. This is why. And for those of you that do have a way to contact my wife or anything like that, don't bother her. Don't, you know, I don't need anybody to say, well, screw her. She didn't need you. You know, it's me. I did it. It's not a situation where it's like you're just blaming yourself. It's no, I know what I did, dude. I know what I did, or in this case, really didn't do. You know. But I'm working on it, and hopefully she stays with me long enough to know that I'm working on it. And if she doesn't, though, it will get better. Even if that's hard to admit, or hard to say, or hard to believe. I'm saying it right now without believing it. But that doesn't mean it's less true, does it? So, yeah. You know, a lot of this was me rambling about my problems. Or my depression. My issues or whatever. But just know that, you know, I want you guys to see this from someone who's really, and I know for sure that I can see the analytics, who's really blowing up right now. I'm not blowing up at an exponential rate like Mr. Beast or anyone like that, but you know, I'm kind of getting out there a little bit more. Take it from me, you would think that I'd have unlimited happiness right now, and trust me, it feels good. And I think sometimes maybe that's what keeps me afloat. The internet updates, as Moist Critical would say. But I'm down, dude. I'm down bad, and I need you to see that even somebody maybe at the peak of their career, maybe at the very beginning of their career, can feel this way. And I'll feel this way. I'll feel this way again if I go up. You know, even if I go up, even if I hit 1 million subscribers tomorrow or whenever this video comes out. Not because of this video. I doubt anyone will watch this, but you know, even if I hit 1 million subscribers very, very soon, very quick, tomorrow when I wake up after making this video, at least, I'll feel good. I will. Yeah. But guess what? Then everything else will hit me. Because I am a human. Humans make these things. Humans do these things. Humans do videos. Markiplier, you know, big people. Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, PewDiePie, Mr. Beast, all those people. Anthony Padilla, Corpse Husband, Corpse now, I guess. All those people. We're human, dude. We feel it too. And sometimes we're making these things or doing these things or creating these things while we're in that space. Sometimes you can tell that musically and stuff like that a lot of the time. But sometimes you can't. Just know that we're dealing with it too. Not that I'm as a big content creator, but I'm someone. A little someone, but someone for now. And we deal with it too. Anyways. I'll have some information below for those of you that may need it, may need the help. Hopefully this gets through to some of you guys. God dang, 36 minutes right now. I'm sorry. But I'm not editing it because I think the flaws and the mistakes are part of the beauty of dealing with it and creating, and maybe it's something you need to see, and maybe it's something I need to see in the future. Like I said, because I think maybe I'm just making this for me to talk. Either way, I love you. I love you guys, and I love you. You know who I'm talking to. You know who you are. If you're someone special to me, I love you. This isn't... Don't worry about this part. This isn't some, like, letter, you know what I mean? This isn't that. Don't do that. This is... just, you know, I want you guys to know, I want you guys to feel comfortable. I love you. I really do. Even if you hate me tomorrow. Even if I hate you tomorrow. I really love you. And, you're loved. And people need you. I know it's cliche. It's true. Thank you guys. Whoever watched this, I hope it helped me to talk about. So that just goes to show you that that's the truth, is sometimes you just need to talk. And see you guys in the next video. Thank you.